The day that I got, diagnosed, this is what you have, I sat outside of my neurooptometrist's office and I cried for about 4 hours, and I couldn't handle what I was diagnosed with. So it was like a reality check of, okay, if I stand up, I can walk, and then trying to stand up and then falling. It's frustrating. You get sad, you cry. I remember questioning everything in my life and if everything was ever going to get better.
All of the things that she could do before the accident were amazing to me. So healthy, marathoner. She was my personal trainer as well as my friend's personal trainer. And she taught us how to be healthy, how to be better.
I was always amazed at the things her mother would tell me that she was doing, always doing very well in school, had her sights set on becoming a physician, I think. Always was interested in nutrition and fitness and just excelled at everything she did.
Oh my gosh, she was off the wall. She'd be everywhere hanging out with friends, working out. Her schedule was so full and jam-packed of things, but she still always did make time, which was nice, and always did want to make an impact on her friends.
And then I heard about this accident that she had.
After the brain injury, I got knocked unconscious for 4.5 hours, and I lost my ability to walk, talk, to do a lot of things. I had 13 different vision disorders, and that all went from my depth perception, so my whole world was flat, not being able to see things the way that I should be seeing them, double vision. I had to use a white cane for a long time.
After the accident, she regressed to the point that I had to pick her up and carry her places because she couldn't walk. I had to put her in a wheelchair. Had to sleep beside her because she had no control of her movements. She would fall out of bed. And through this whole time, I prayed over her Isaiah 53:5. I prayed so much that one night, even though her speech was so poor at this point, her voice was like a breath. Her voice was hoarse. And in her sleep, she said, Isaiah 53, and I knew that all the prayers that I had prayed for her were not null and void, that they had all been heard by God. In this accident, it was dark, and the only thing that I had was hope in God, and hope that God would carry me through. And there were a lot of people that walked out, so it was like you kind of get used to believing that, people are just gonna leave when things get tough, and they're not gonna be there, they're gonna be selfish.
It was heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking to see such a beautiful, talented, and highly motivated girl in the condition she was in.
She was able to hold it together, and actually it seemed like she believed more than any other time in her life in the truth of Jesus Christ and what he could do for her.
I don't have anything now. I've lost everything. So what point is there in living? And then that's when God kind of shows up and says, hey, I have a plan for your life. Just hang on. Out of all 13 eye disorders that I was diagnosed with, 10 of them were healed. And so I went to my vision doctor, and so she at that point, couldn't believe the results.
And then as she began to progress, and she went from the wheelchair to the walker, we're watching such a battle to regain what she had lost.
She's made some incredible progress, and I know that's a combination of the gifts that she has and her motivation, and also the gift of God in her, that the Lord is working things out and probably doing more than we can imagine.
After I got healed of the visual issues that I had, and I said, let's do the hardest mountain in Phoenix, we'll do Squaw Peak. Getting to the top was almost unreal. Just think like, wow, I actually was able to do this. There's a lot of days where I feel like my heart and my head aren't in the direction I'm moving, but my feet are still moving. And eventually my head and my heart will catch up when that time comes, but you have to keep moving in that direction.